You've probably seen them before. Crisp suits, tired eyes, and PowerPoint decks so dense they could kill a man. They walk fast, talk faster, and somehow always look like they just came from a client meeting in Dubai. I'm talking about management consultants, the mysterious, overpaid wizards of corporate strategy. But here's the thing, nobody seems to know what they actually do, not even their parents, or their clients, or sometimes even themselves. And if you ask a management consultant what they do for a living, they'll hit you with something like, we help organizations unlock strategic value across key verticals, which means absolutely nothing. So, why are companies paying millions to hire these people? And why do fresh college grads with zero real world experience get to charge $500 an hour just because they passed some case interviews? Here's the truth. Management consulting is one of the strangest, most misunderstood, and yes, most overhyped industries in the professional world. It's part corporate therapy, part academic cosplay, and part money laundering scheme for Fortune 500s. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the consulting world, and it's not going to be pretty. Let's start with the basics. What is management consulting, really? In theory, management consultants are brought in to solve a company's toughest problems. Maybe sales are flat. Maybe they're bleeding talent. Maybe their supply chain is a mess. So the company calls up McKinsey, BCG, or Bain. And within a week, a small army of recent Ivy League graduates shows up at HQ with matching laptops and bulletproof confidence. They sit in conference rooms, interview employees, collect data, and build PowerPoints. Lots and lots of PowerPoints. Then they present a strategic roadmap or transformation blueprint that usually involves some combination of layoffs, tech investment, and corporate jargon. And then they leave. That's the job. You get hired to be the smartest person in the room, whether or not you actually are. And it pays absurdly well. Entry-level consultants at top firms earn well into six figures, often with bonuses, travel perks, and unlimited Uber credits. Within a few years, many are making double or triple that. But here's where things get weird. Most management consultants have never actually run a business. They've never hired a team, built a product, or made a sale. And yet, they're advising CEOs on how to run billion-dollar operations. It's like hiring a food critic to run a Michelin-starred kitchen. Technically possible, but mostly insane. So why do companies do it? The first reason is outsourcing blame. Let's say a company wants to lay off 5,000 employees, but doesn't want to look like the bad guy. They hire consultants who do a neutral analysis and recommend layoffs. Now the CEO can say, we didn't want to do this, but the consultants said it was necessary. It's corporate gaslighting at scale. The second reason is prestige. Hiring McKinsey or BCG signals to shareholders and the board that you're serious. It's like getting a second opinion from the Harvard of PowerPoint. Whether or not their advice is good doesn't even matter. What matters is that it looks good. And third, it's the MBA mafia. Many executives at Fortune 500 companies used to be consultants themselves. They speak the same language, went to the same schools, and know how to navigate the same culture. So when it's time to hire help, they go with who they know. It's one giant, self-reinforcing cycle of slide decks, spreadsheets, and strategy memos. Now, let's talk about the lifestyle. On the outside, it looks glamorous. Business class flights, fancy hotels, swanky dinners with clients, and a title that makes your parents proud. But the reality is brutal. Most consultants work 60 to 80 hours a week, including weekends. They live out of hotel rooms, burn out by age 30, and survive on a diet of caffeine and Excel. Their job is to make their clients feel smart, without ever actually saying what they really think. It's part acting, part diplomacy, and part masochism. You're constantly asked to solve problems you barely understand for people who don't really want to change, using data that may or may not be real, all while smiling, nodding, and saying, "That's a great question." And let's not forget the case interview process. If you've ever tried applying to a top consulting firm, you'll know how absurd it is. You'll get asked questions like, estimate the size of the Japanese diaper market, or how would you price a rocket engine in Eastern Europe? None of it is about real business. It's about testing your mental gymnastics under pressure. But if you do get in, you're basically joining a cult. The jargon, the hierarchy, the self-importance, and of course, the exit opportunities. Ah, yes, the golden promise of consulting. Do your 2 years, pay your dues, and then exit into a cushy corporate job, private equity, or business school. That's the carrot they dangle, that this pain has a purpose. And for some people, it does work. Many ex-consultants go on to have stellar careers, but many more burn out, realize they hate corporate life, and pivot to something entirely different. Now let's talk about impact. The big question: do consultants actually deliver value? Sometimes, yes. When done right, consulting can bring outside perspective, analytical rigor, and much-needed structure to chaotic organizations. They can help companies navigate change, enter new markets, or fix broken systems. But often, they just recycle frameworks, tell clients what they want to hear, and leave behind decks that no one ever reads again. There's even a term for this: PowerPoint pollution. It's when you create the illusion of progress through slides without actually fixing anything. And in some cases, consultants make things worse. They recommend cost-cutting measures that hurt morale. They push tech solutions that don't fit. They reorganize for the sake of reorganization. And then, when the dust settles, they're long gone. Off to the next client, the next strategy workshop, the next $1 million engagement. Here's the part nobody tells you. The most successful consultants aren't necessarily the smartest. They're the best at politics. They know how to make clients feel seen, how to play the room, and how to sell ideas without threatening anyone's ego. It's not about being right. It's about being persuasive. And when you zoom out, you realize that management consulting is less about solving problems and more about managing perception. It's a performance, one where everyone, clients, consultants, and even the intern taking notes, is pretending they're part of something important. So should you become a management consultant? That depends. If you like problem solving, fast-paced environments, and being around ambitious people, it can be an incredible launch pad. You'll learn how businesses work, how executives think, and how to communicate clearly and confidently. But if you value stability, personal time, or doing work with tangible results, you might find it deeply unfulfilling. At the end of the day, management consulting is what you make of it. Some use it as a stepping stone. Others get trapped in the game. Just remember this: behind every shiny pitch deck and six-figure fee is a human being with imposter syndrome, a caffeine addiction, and a suitcase that's never fully unpacked. And if that sounds appealing to you, well, maybe you're a salary addict too. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if you want me to roast private equity next.